So the Bose Smart Soundbar, the new one for 2024-2025, is basically identical to the Bose Smart Soundbar 600, except it now has AI, and maybe the next one is going to have blockchain. Now, even though I am underwhelmed by this upgrade, the Bose Smart Soundbar is still a solid mid-size soundbar to pick up. Nonetheless, today we're going to see how it compares to other great options out there, like the Sonos Beam Gen 2, JBL Bar 300, and the Sony HT-S2000. Now, first off, all of these soundbars are self-contained systems, as in they don't need an external subwoofer because they all produce their own bass. Now, obviously, having an external subwoofer is always better because you're going to get a lot more bass and a more movie theater-like experience. However, everyone might not have the room for an external subwoofer, or maybe you live in an apartment with thin walls and you don't want to be that neighbor. So in this video, we're going to be testing these soundbars by themselves. However, with all of these soundbars, except for the JBL, you can always build them out by either adding an external subwoofer and or rear satellite speakers. But in this video, I'm going to be testing these soundbars by themselves, and we're going to be testing them against the built-in speakers found in the Sony Bravia 8 TV. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these soundbars up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button, and if you want to further support the channel, you can always pick up some merch because these videos are very expensive. Here we do have the Versus hat, and this is the Versus hoodie, and the Versus hoodie is my personal favorite because it is very warm, it is very soft, and it is very comfortable. So first, there's the design of these soundbars. Now, all of these soundbars are decently small and they're all decently low profile, and they all have a subtle design to them, so they all do a good job of just disappearing while in your living room or bedroom. However, if you do plan on wall mounting your soundbar, then the JBL Bar 300 is the best option here because it does come included with a wall mounting kit in the box, whereas the wall mounting kit on both the Sonos and Bose are sold separately, which I feel is ridiculous. Now, the Sony also comes included with a wall mounting kit. However, this soundbar does have an external power brick that you have to worry about hiding, whereas with all of these other soundbars, they just plug in via an AC port. Now, when it comes to the main ports, the Sonos, Bose, and Sony all have a single HDMI port that goes connected to your TV. Now, in this price range, a single HDMI port is standard, but with the JBL Bar 300, this guy also has an HDMI input so that you can directly plug in your Blu-ray player or PlayStation, and it also has an Ethernet port. Now, I think the Ethernet port isn't all that important, but I think it's sick that the JBL has an HDMI input. Now, when it comes to wireless connectivity, all of these soundbars have Wi-Fi and they all have Bluetooth as expected. And with the Bose, Sonos, and JBL, if you're connected to the same Wi-Fi network, then you can always stream music to them because they have AirPlay 2 and Chromecast support. And if you want, you can always have your groups going for whole home audio. However, with the Sony, it does not have AirPlay or Chromecast support. But again, I don't think that this is a huge deal because you can always just stream to your TV and your audio is still going to come out through your soundbar. But more importantly, when it comes to the apps on these soundbars, I think the Sony, Bose, and JBL all have a very well laid out and easy to use apps. Whereas with the Sonos, I feel that this app is pretty cluttered. And I'm not a fan of a super cluttered app because adjusting the sound on the Beam 2 isn't as easy as with these other soundbars. And I feel that being able to quickly and easily adjust your sound is super important just because everything has different mixing nowadays. However, since the Sony HT-S2000 is a first-party soundbar, if you use it with a compatible Sony TV, then you can actually adjust your sound settings directly from the TV itself, which is super convenient. And personally, I feel that whenever you're looking at a soundbar, you should consider your first-party options first. However, one downside about the S2000 is that it doesn't have acoustic center sync like with Sony's Bar 8, Bar 9, or Theater Quad, or with Sony's older soundbars like the A3000, A5000, or A7000. And what acoustic center sync is that your TV's built-in speakers will work in conjunction with your soundbar to give you a stronger center channel. And this isn't just the case with Sony's products. A Samsung TV with a Samsung soundbar or LG TV and an LG soundbar can also do the same things. Nonetheless, being able to adjust your sounds directly from the TV itself is very convenient. But with all that being said, let's talk about sound. Regarding the speaker setups, these soundbars soundbars are all very different. First off, there's the JBL Bar 300, which has 4 front-firing speakers, which oddly enough are all concentrated in the center. It has a single exhaust port that shoots out the back, and it has dual tweeters that shoot out the sides. Then there's the Sony HT-S2000, which has a total of 3 front-firing speakers and dual front-firing subwoofers with exhaust ports that shoot out the sides. Then there's the Sonos Beam Gen 2, which has a total of 4 speakers, 2 that shoot out the front and 2 that shoot out the sides. It has a single front-firing tweeter, and it has a total of 3 passive radiators, 2 that shoot out the front and 1 that shoots out the back. And finally, there is the Bose Smart Soundbar, which has a total of 4 speakers, 2 that shoot out the sides and 2 that shoot upwards. It has a single front-firing tweeter, and it has a dual bass chambers. And the fact that the Bose has upward-firing speakers is a big deal, because this is the only speaker here with true Dolby Atmos support. But with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. Now, all of these soundbars are playing at 75% volume with my preferred EQ settings, and we're also going to be using the built-in speakers found on the Sony Bravia 8, but those are going to be running at max volume.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You've a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to the disease, you'll find it. I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time. This is gonna be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
That's not exactly legal.
I don't want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
At what cost? Michael, what's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever. Increased strength and speed. The ability to use echolocation. And an overpowering urge to consume blood. How far are we allowed to go? To fix something that's broken. Until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
Hi. There's a gun.
Bro, it's the quiet call.
Gotta use your small inside voice in here, son.
There's a gun.
Talk to me.
I am ready. You're getting the new and improved me.
Because if you put peace out in the world, you get peace back.
I think you might be forgetting what you do for a living. Take the gun.
Every job I do, somebody dies. I'm not that guy anymore.
Some conflicts require a gun.
Hey, this is nice. Okay, what am I snatching and or grabbing?
A briefcase. You said you wanted simple for your first job back. Doesn't get simpler.
You stab me?
We ruin your life the way you ruin mine.
Dude, I don't even know you!
There's nothing simple about this job.
Something else going on here.
Yeah, I'm not the only one on this train looking for this case.
Evan, where's the briefcase?
Oh, such it. It was just there.
We are right on schedule.
Everything that's ever happened to you
This is gonna stink!
has led you here.
Fate. That's a deal?
Oh, no, thank you.
You know what? Do you have anything sparkling? That's the one. Thank you. Domo arigato. You sure you want to talk this out?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend.
You know you left me lonely. I could tell them the whole story. It may take a couple hours. I've got time. Let's get the chat to how could I explain the situation? Man, it's so damn complicated. Where do I start? Where do I end? I should go back to bed. I'm going back to all the basics. Teaching myself now how to erase it. It's like learning a whole new language. I'm afraid, too scared to face it. I just want persistent clarity. But all my thoughts destroyed. You need some peace of mind. Just all I need. Get peace to all of my family. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't let it ask, don't play pretend. You think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave. Up for nobody. It's been so hard to fall asleep. The weather always makes my nose bleed. Makes my nose bleed. It's so hard to believe that one day I'll feel peace. I want control over my life. I want that driver's seat. Yeah, it's nothing that I need. You push me down when I'm weak. You were never there for me. Go pick up your keys and leave. I can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask. Don't play pretend. You think you're everything I need, but I gotta can't go back to you, my friend. Don't even ask, don't play pretend. Cause you think you are everything I need, but I gotta leave.
So, like we just heard, since the Bravia 8 is a more premium TV, it has better sound. It uses its screen as a speaker, plus it has 2 built-in tweeters, and there's a built-in sub as well. So as a result, the Bravia 8 gets very loud, voices are very well pronounced, and this TV has a decent amount of bass that doesn't bottom out thanks to the built-in subwoofer. Whereas if you were to go with a more entry-level TV, then you're most likely just going to have a pair of downward-firing speakers that bounce sound off of the table. They don't get all that loud, and at higher volumes the bass bottoms out. But regardless, even if you have a more premium TV, you're still going to be better off upgrading to a soundbar for better bass and better instrument separation. So first off, I do feel that the JBL Bar 300 is the least impressive sounding soundbar here. Since all of these speakers are clustered in the middle, I feel that this soundbar has the least amount of instrument separation to it. It also has the lowest max volume performance, and I feel that it has the least amount of physicality in its bass. Now, don't get me wrong, the JBL Bar 300 is decent and it gets the job done, but it just doesn't perform as well as these other soundbars. Now, with the Sonos Beam Gen 2, this soundbar gets louder and it has more bass than the JBL Bar 300, but more importantly, I feel that it has better instrument separation and better emphasis on the vocals thanks to that frontward firing tweeter. But then there's the Sony HT-S2000, which I feel sounds very similar to the Sonos Beam Gen 2, except it gets louder and it has more physicality in its bass. And in general, this is the loudest soundbar here and it has the most amount of kick in its bass. So if you want the loudest option here in a mid-size package, then you might want to go with the Sony HT-S2000. However, I think the Bose Smart Soundbar is the best sounding soundbar here because it has the best instrument separation. Like mentioned earlier, this is the only soundbar here with upward firing speakers, which is going to give you true Dolby Atmos support, but more importantly, the soundbar sounds a lot more open and as a result, the most immersive and realistic here. Now, with the Sony HT-S2000, you're going to get more sound out of it, but with the Bose, you're going to get better sound out of it. So with all that being said, if you're looking for a mid-sized soundbar for your mid-sized or a small living room or for your bedroom, I think the Bose Smart Soundbar is the best option here because it sounds the most open thanks to those upward firing drivers. Plus, it gets decently loud and it has a decent amount of bass. And it's also super easy to use thanks to its very straightforward app. But if you want the loudest soundbar here, then you might want to go with the Sony HT-S2000. Now, the HT-S2000 is going to work well with any TV out there, but if you use it with a Sony TV, then you're going to be able to quickly and easily adjust your sound settings directly from the TV itself. And then there's the JBL Bar 300. It performs well, but it doesn't perform as well as these other soundbars. However, the JBL Bar 300 is a good option to consider if you're looking for something to mount on your wall, or it's a good option to consider if you need something with an HDMI input for your PlayStation or Blu-ray player. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.